The moment Princess Léonor of Spain silenced the entire palace, new royal drama unfolds. The room fell so quiet you could hear the rustle of a guard's uniform. No one expected Princess Léonor of Spain, the poised, disciplined future queen, to speak up the way she did. But when she finally rose from her seat in the Palacio de la Zarzuela, every pair of eyes snapped toward her. What she said next didn't just silence the palace, it sent shockwaves through the entire monarchy. And that was only the beginning of the drama now unfolding behind closed royal doors. A palace gathering that took a sudden turn. It started as a carefully orchestrated private meeting, one meant to remain discreet. Senior members of the Spanish royal family, several government advisors, and select palace officials gathered to discuss Leonor's upcoming duties and the shaping of her public role as she transitions into full-time royal life. Ever since she turned 18, pressure around the future queen has intensified. Her popularity is rising, her appearances are becoming more commanding, and global media has grown increasingly fascinated. With the public looking at her as a symbol of modern royalty, every word and decision now matters more than ever. But at this meeting, one particular proposal struck a nerve. According to palace insiders, an advisor suggested placing stricter controls on Leonor's future engagements, limiting her spontaneity, reshaping her interactions with the press, and crafting a more neutral image. The idea, the advisor claimed, would protect the monarchy. What no one realized was that Leonor had already made up her mind about how she intended to serve her country. Leonor stood up, and everything stopped. Princess Léonor rarely interrupts. Known for her composure, she tends to listen quietly, then give thoughtful, measured responses. But that afternoon, something shifted. As the advisor continued outlining restrictions, Léonor leaned forward, folded her hands, and spoke. Her voice was calm, certain, determined. "If I am expected to lead my country one day," she said, "I must be allowed to know it, understand it, and speak to it honestly. I cannot be shielded from the world I'm meant to represent." Silence. Complete silence. Even Queen Letizia reportedly paused mid-breath. King Felipe watched her intently. Outside the palace walls, Spain had no idea that its future queen had just delivered her most powerful message to date. Why her words hit harder than anyone expected. Leonor's declaration wasn't simply a daughter correcting her advisors. It was a future monarch stepping into her authority. For the first time, many in the room saw not just a princess, but a queen in the making. Her message was clear: she does not want to be a symbolic figure. She does not want to be hidden behind rehearsed lines and controlled appearances. She does not want the monarchy to cling to old protocols while the world moves forward. She wants authenticity, transparency, real leadership, and that, astonishingly, is the very thing traditional palace officials fear. A new generation of royal leadership. This moment wasn't an isolated gesture. Léonor has been slowly carving her own path, and her choices speak louder than her carefully delivered speeches. She trained at a rigorous military academy traditionally reserved for future male monarchs. She earned widespread admiration during national ceremonies for her confidence and discipline. She has shown respect towards Spanish culture while embracing the needs of a new digital, global generation. Her comment at the palace meeting wasn't defiance. It was the first glimpse of the queen she's becoming. And it has sparked new conversations across Spain. Behind the scenes, tension is growing. While King Felipe is said to support his daughter's evolving vision, not everyone within the institution agrees. Some senior advisors believe that a monarch, especially a young female royal, should adhere to tradition to maintain stability. They fear that giving Léonor too much freedom could expose her to scrutiny or controversies that the monarchy isn't prepared to handle. Others argue exactly the opposite, that Spain desperately needs a refreshing, authentic royal presence. Someone relatable, someone human, someone who speaks directly to the challenges of modern society. In other words, someone exactly like Léonor. This philosophical divide has now grown sharper than ever following her bold statement. The domino effect. Reactions across Europe. Here's where the story takes another intriguing twist. Léonor's rising confidence is drawing attention from royal families across Europe. Insiders say Crown Prince Christian of Denmark, for example, has privately praised Léonor's maturity and strength, particularly as both of them represent the next wave of European monarchs. Meanwhile, younger royals like Princess Ingrid Alexandra of Norway and Princess Catharina Amalia of the Netherlands are watching her closely. Léonor's stance might very well set the tone for an entirely new generation of rulers, one defined by openness rather than distance. The palace might not have expected her to take such a firm stance so early, but the world is noticing. What this means for the future of Spain. The moment Leonor silenced the palace wasn't about rebellion. It was about responsibility. She knows that, in a world increasingly skeptical of monarchies, her leadership will influence not just ceremonial life, but Spain's identity for decades to come. Her statement marks the beginning of a shift. A shift toward a monarchy that embraces transparency. A shift toward a queen who speaks for her people, not past them. A shift toward a royal figure who refuses to let outdated expectations define her. If this moment is any indication of what's ahead, Princess Léonor might become one of the most influential European monarchs of the 21st century. A royal drama that's only just begun. What happened in that palace room is now one of the most talked about moments behind royal walls. Insiders claim several officials are already reassessing their approach to the princess. Others worry the monarchy is being pushed into unfamiliar territory. But the truth is simple. Leonor isn't waiting for permission to grow into her role. She is already stepping into it. And the world is watching as a future queen finds her voice, one powerful statement at a time.